yeah, well, it's not anymore. It's actually 7 o'clock in the evening, but yeah, I finally thought to myself, I should probably film this week's vlog. It's week 9, and this week I was going to do a bit more of a dressy-uppy kind of style, kind of sketch, but then I kind of never got around to it, and it's 7 o'clock in the evening, so I won't have time to film and edit that and do some of the work that I haven't done still for next week. So that's next week's video, like, stay tuned, don't worry. So this week I thought I'd kind of talk to you guys about weather in Brazil. It seems very simple, it seems rather pointless, but it's actually quite important to know about different things like to do with weather. I'm going from a tangent. So things with weather are, it's very unpredictable. I mean, you thought England was unpredictable, but believe you me, Brazil, well, Florianopolis has weather to rival England. For example, last week it was, and that's not this week just gone, that's the week before, that week then, week 8, was 35 to 40 degrees Celsius all week, so it was boiling hot all week and clear skies all week. We went to the beach twice, I got tanned, I got burned, yeah, it was so hot, and you know, I had to go and I went to class a couple of times like in my jeans, and I was just like, no, this is just not possible. It was a 5-minute walk, and I was just like, no more. No, I'm not repeating that. You can press rewind for that. But then this week it got to Monday, and we woke up on Monday, and basically it was pouring down with rain. It was literally like you walked out and you were just drenched. It's like it's a British winter, but it's not British winter, because although it's pouring with rain, it's still been up in like 18 to 20 degrees Celsius all this last week. So it's been bucketing it down with rain, but then it's been like kind of balmy at the same time, so it's kind of like an uncomfortable rain. Like you can't go out in a rain jacket and hoodie. For example, I had this on, and then I had my raincoat over the top to go to class one day, and I was boiling by the time I got there, but I needed my raincoat because it was so, like, it was just raining, it was bleh. And like everywhere was flooded, there were puddles everywhere, like I couldn't really walk properly my normal shortcut to uni because it was just, everywhere was cuddles, everywhere was puddles. There's a little bit that I have to walk across, there's like a river and then like a bit of a bridge over the top, and you can't like go around this bridge, you know. But the bridge was drenched in water, so it was like, yeah, the point of this bridge is just gone. So yeah, when you come here, do not underestimate the fact that it's the other way around and you think that it'll be boiling hot when you come here. It is hot, but it will still be bucketing down with rain. Apparently that's very normal, like it will suddenly be really hot and then all of a sudden again it'll be raining like crazy. And yeah, so make sure you bring waterproof kind of shoes. I've bought Converse and I've got sandals. I've worn my sandals kind of most of the time I've gone out because I just thought, well, my feet are going to get wet anyway, and sandals, you know, they dry off and they rinse off better than Converse do. And we went out on Friday, and I wore my Converse then because I was like, right, covered shoes, going out, fine. 5 AM, and literally it was just ridiculous. I stood out in the rain for 2 seconds. I was soaked through. It was ridiculous. Like the taxi driver, we were driving back, and the windscreen wipers were literally, you almost could not see a thing out of these windows. It was just that heavy. But it was still 18 degrees Celsius at 5 AM, bucketing down with rain, like basically driving along a river on the road, and it was great. It's surreal in a way. It's like, even the rain, it's not cold really too much. It's still kind of warm, even though you're drenched. So you get out and you're like, oh my god, I have to get out of this cold. It's not. It wasn't windy. It was just literally like showering. It was just ridiculous. Yeah. So my tips are for when you come here to do with weather are have a raincoat. Forget umbrellas. I see loads of locals walking around with umbrellas, and it's like, you're gonna get so soaked. I walked to the shop the other day and I was soaked from 20 minutes of walking, but I had my raincoat on, so at least I kind of was more or less dry and, you know, didn't come back and, you know, had a cold. There were people with, like, you know, their normal day wear, so like jeans, a t-shirt and like maybe a cardigan or a hoodie or whatever over the top. This is guys as well, and they but it got soaked because, you know, they got, especially if you're walking along the main road, which you kind of had to get to the big shops, there are cars going past, there are cars whizzing past, and you are going to get soaked. They're of course going, haha, look, pedestrian, and then they'll just go, vroom. So I had my raincoat on, so nothing really could happen. But if you're with umbrellas, you are going to get soaked. And if it's windy, you're screwed. Sorry, but you're screwed. I don't know what's going through people's heads when they take umbrellas out here, because it's a tropical island. You're going to have lots of rain. And also the thunderstorms, oh my goodness, are incredible. If you're scared of thunderstorms, you are not going to get by very well here, or you're just going to have to man up, right? The thunder is ridiculous. It's literally like someone has a big drum in the sky, just going boom, and it will keep going. And like I woke up at 5 a.m. the other night, other night, and yeah, it was literally like someone was just banging on this huge massive drum. The whole building felt like it was moving, and it's done that a couple of times this week. We've had thunderstorms all week. I've put it on my Twitter like the whole time. Oh, which reminds me, if you fancy following my progress, then do follow me on Twitter. I will put a link up to my Twitter somewhere, I don't know where it is, like in relation to this, up there, so you can follow my progress as it actually happens on my Twitter. If not, if you want to go straight to my Twitter now, it's at Talbot. And it's, yeah, I'll put a link in my thingamajig wherever I put it. Like even the lightning, for example, my first tropical thunderstorm, me and my flatmate, we sat out on our balcony and we just watched it. It was incredible. Like I can look out my room. I can't show you because it's dark right now. But I've got a hill and like look out on, and then also like kind of the flat apartments, and then there's like Corrego Grande like over in the distance and the university, so like another neighbourhood over there. And basically it's ridiculous. It lights up the whole sky. So like if it was dark, and yet the lightning was just so like huge and so bright that it just lit up the whole hill and like literally the whole sky. The other night I was just about to fall asleep, and every so often it would just be so bright it kept re-waking me up because I'd be half dozing off like, and then it would just go flash. I'd be like, and obviously being half delirious from trying to fall asleep, it freaked me out something crazy. But it was brilliant. I love thunder. I love lightning. Obviously not so much when I'm out in it. It does scare me a little bit. But no, as a person who's never experienced a tropical thunderstorm, it's been incredible. And going back to England is going to be a disappointment, I can just tell. Of course it is very dangerous, but it's just so beautiful at the same time. It's a stunning natural thingamajig. It's incredible. What else to tell you about weather? Yes, so even though it's supposedly winter here, I can definitely say by now the conventions of weather and seasons and how they work is defied here. It's ridiculous. You will need to bring a raincoat. Don't bring an umbrella. Just don't. It will get broken. A sun. I'd say a sun hat, but then I've been alright with sun cream and just downing loads of water when I've been out, like at the beach and things like that. I'm not really a hat person. I'm not a sunglasses person either, but loads of people wear them. I don't like the idea of having panda eyes. It's like, because I tan very easily, or / burn very easily. So if I had sunglasses, I'd end up with like panda eyes, I reckon. Yeah, so raincoat, sun stuff, like sun cream definitely. The UV is a lot higher down here as well. Don't be fooled by the wind in relation to sun. You'll still get burnt, and I did, even though I used this is my problem. I walked out of the house, I didn't have sun cream. I went to the shop about 20 minute walk away and got some sun cream. We then went to the beach. I then put my sun cream on. I still burnt, like, because of where I walked from the house to the bus stop, which was 20 minutes walk away, to get to the beach. I burnt basically. So be very careful when you come here and with like your sun, like just be so careful. Don't think, oh yeah, I'm coming to a place with beaches, I'm gonna get my tan on. You will burn, seriously. What else? Sunscreen, bikinis, Oh yeah, we definitely wear too much on the beaches already. It's ridiculous. Like, they call them tooth floss bikinis here, and you can kind of guess why. The stereotype about Brazil is true, and their bikinis, they don't all wear them, and full nudity is actually illegal on most beaches. But no, basically the tooth floss bikinis are a big thing here. And I think we've kind of dared ourselves to actually buy them and wear them. There will not be evidence of this documented on this blog, but I will, if I get one, I will then put it up in a later video. Not pictures of me in it, just pictures of the actual bikini when I bought it, just so I can show you guys. Yeah, make sure you have waterproof shoes as well, so like leather boots, just something that will keep your feet dry, because I'm going to end up with very wet feet, and I'm pretty sure my Converse will fall apart by Christmas. What else? Make sure you do have a couple of hoodies. I keep wearing this one, and it's probably going to get gross again by the time Christmas comes around. But yeah, you will need it. I hadn't needed it for a couple of weeks. I literally wore a cardigan or wear my denim shirt like over the top because it was just that warm. But for times like these, when it's pouring down and you're in the apartment and it's kind of not chilly but it's mild and you can't get away with just wearing a t-shirt, you need a couple of hoodies. But that having said, do not forget shorts, because when it is 35 or 40 degrees, you don't want to sit around in jeans. So that's a tip for you there. It snowed for the first time on those mountains, and I can't remember the name of the mountain range. It was in the news though, and I've got a clip somewhere, I can't find it. And it was the first time I've ever had snow on that's been recorded on those mountains. It was 6 degrees Celsius when we first arrived, and that's the coldest it's been in 30 years. And the coldest is normally 10 degrees Celsius, just for you to bear in mind. I've forgotten what my point was. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of an insight into weather here. I'm sorry it hasn't been a bit more intriguing, a bit more interesting, but I thought it should be something that was raised because I was a little bit naive about the whole weather situation when I came here, and I don't want you guys to fall into the same problems. Just nice like that. Yeah, and also I kept checking my kind of Net Office app. It's not Net Office, it's another weather app. Throughout the whole of last year, thinking, oh, it's gonna be this like hot or this cold when I'm there, and it was kind of wrong. I'll put a link to the best weather site, weather forecast site, I think most people use here, just in case you were curious and just in case you want to get a feel for it just before you leave or whatever, or yeah. And the link is going to be up there. It's Clima Tempo, and then you have to find the city you want, or you can just type into Google Clima Tempo Florianopolis, and that'll come up. So, hope this has been alright for you guys. Bye.